Welcome to KQEG and Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, into wellness, into fitness. Well, today, we honor and we profile Logan High School boys basketball. Our guests today, Jacksun Hamilton, Maguire Werner. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
As we tape the show here on December 31st, ready for 2019, think back to 2018, Jacksun. What are you thankful for? What are some of your memories in 2018?
You know, I'm really thankful for just my family and friends and teammates staying safe just over the course of the year. And I guess some fun things were the summertime, just building with my teammates in the weight room and on the court and just sharing those moments and just having fun, I guess.
Intentionalities as you look to 2019. Sometimes resolutions and so on are like lofty and they never really materialize.
Mm-hmm.
But some intentionalities that you would like perhaps to change for you in 2019, what would they be?
I would probably like to help other people more, like show volunteering and show my service for others more to help others.
You know, you show that now when you play, and that's one of the reasons you're on the show. And that's why I'm so proud of you, and I'm equally proud of Maguire Werner. He knows that. And when you think back, Happy New Year to you too, when you think back to 2018, reflections?
I think probably the biggest thing would kind of go along with Jacksun was just in the summer, just all the memories that we made as a team in the morning in the weight rooms, and then after BFS we had shoot-arounds and just kind of building memories with the teams and just hanging out with the team and having fun.
This time of the year is a time for reflection. You just reflected. It's also a time to internalize and think, okay, what can I do to maybe be a better person in 2019? All of us kind of look to do that. What's your thought on that?
I think kind of with this season and this year, being a senior, I think I have a big role in being a leader, especially to like juniors like Jacksun and Floyd and Jakai and them. And I think kind of just setting an example for them to lead next year would probably be one of the best things.
All right. One of the reasons you're both on the show is because I admire the way you play. We talked about that before we went on the air. You just mentioned that your job is to be a leader, and leader is in a kind of an ambiguous term. People say they're leaders and they don't really display it. You say that you want to be a role model for other players on the team, including our own two grandsons,
Mm-hmm.
Jacksun and Julian.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that, though? How do you demonstrate that, Maguire?
For me, I feel like kind of what I thought of was just giving 100% at every single practice. Helping teammates out when they miss a shot, just you'll get the next one, and just kind of pushing them to the best of their ability and the best they can play.
One thing I recognize with both of you, and Jacksun, you epitomize this, when things don't go your way during a game, you don't pout, you don't sulk, you don't drop your chin, you don't look and blame others, you don't blame officials that sometimes make calls that are questionable, including me. You seem to have the resilience and the ability to look past that and stay the course. How have you been able, as a junior in high school, how have you been able to sort of manage that?
You know, like, I always focus on living in the present moment. So I do not focus on past mistakes. When a mistake happens, you know, it happens, and you move on to the next thing and just try to get better off of that.
So, but a lot of people are not able to overcome those, and they sort of self-destruct. And it's probably more prevalent than having your ability to manage the game and manage your mind. Is that something that you learned from others, and perhaps particularly your father?
Definitely. It definitely takes time to learn it because, you know, at a young age, when I was younger, you know, I'd pout more and get mad at stuff. But I've done a better job of keeping my cool on the court and off the court. And just that's also trying to show leadership like being a role model to others, how to act on the court and off the court.
When people go to watch your games, Maguire, whether they're family, friends, casual observers, officials, what do you want them to think when they walk out of the gym about you?
About me specifically, I feel like the biggest thing would be just knowing that even no matter what the outcome of the game is, that team left it all out on the floor and gave everything they had.
Okay, you're a leader. You're a senior. Not everybody does that. Let's be honest. Not just at Logan, but anywhere. The coaches look to you to sort of be a coach on the floor and maybe address that. How do you do that?
I think the biggest way is not to just get up in their face. It's kind of just to talk to them like we're just friends and we're just having a regular conversation. Just like, you need to do this. Come on, we got to keep going. We need you to do this, and we got to get it done.
Or if they don't respond?
And then I'd probably ask them again, and if not, then, I mean, I never really raise my voice because that just ruins relationships, but I would just try to come to you as a friend and help you out.
Well, you both display incredible leadership, and as I said, I'm extremely proud of you. Let's go down memory lane, take a little journey to the past, starting with you, Jacksun. How'd you get introduced to athletics?
It was definitely my dad. Just growing up knowing that he was a basketball player, it just made me want to play basketball, and to set up the hoop in our basement, little mini hoop. That's where it all started, man.
So when you were barely able to walk.
Yeah, that's when it started. And then just playing up with my brother, like seeing my brother and Chase Johnson play together. I want to be as good as you guys and play like with those big guys. Like, it's just love for the game. You gotta love the game.
By the way, your brother, who I just saw at one of your games, is just what an incredible kid he is, and he just has a personality that others should emulate. He's just a quality young man. That's no question about it. I can see why you look up to him. Well, you've had all kinds of coaches in the past too. Describe the ideal coach for you, or perhaps even someday for your own children.
I would say the ideal coach never just focuses on basketball. The main thing is for a coach is to make your players better people. That's the main thing. Focus not just on basketball. I think
That's a great answer. Life lessons.
Yeah, exactly.
From basketball, what are your main life lessons as a takeaway? Now, you're a senior, and you're going to be competing this spring, too, in track and field. So, takeaways that you would like to see from your competition as a Logan Ranger? Your takeaways, your life lessons.
I think it's been a great experience. I mean, it always goes by so fast, and when people say it just goes by in a blink of an eye, they're not wrong, because I feel like just yesterday I was a freshman and watching Chase and all them play, and now this is my year. This is it.
Memory lane.
Yeah, exactly.
For you.
Exactly.
Let's go back to when you were introduced to athletics.
Well, I was always pretty tall as a kid, so my dad always thought I should play basketball. And I think ever since like 4th, 3rd grade, and then up until there, I just practicing with him outside on the hoop and stuff like that, and kind of the same what Jacksun said.
And coaches, you've had many when you grew up and playing AAU, both of you, and as you before you entered high school. Describe an ideal coach.
I think an ideal coach would push you to the best of your ability, because I feel like most coaches know when their players, it's kind of hard to explain. It's just I feel like most coaches just pushing their kids to the limit, but like, again, like Jacksun said, always teaching life lessons that they'll use in the future as young adults.
Not all people like to be pushed in the classroom or on the court, because the court is basically a classroom. Not everybody wants to be pushed and challenged. Do you?
I do. I feel like in life, if you do not push yourself, you don't experience a lot of new things, and I feel like that's kind of what life's all about.
Jacksun, it appears that you're coachable. You don't mind getting pushed either, and sometimes it needs to be vocal and challenge you, not only to make you better. You see it that way?
Yeah, I definitely see it that way. Because there's always, in everything you do, there's always going to be problems, and it's not about the problem, it's about how you handle the problem. It's about going to the next play, like handling those moments in adversity when problems are happening. Yeah, that's what it's about.
So you do that, and you display that, and hopefully your teammates pick up on it.
Yeah,
and
try to push your teammates also.
Exactly, exactly. Which all good athletes do. They make their teammates better by just being on the court. Now, not all athletes do that, but our two guests today absolutely do it. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we come back more with Jacksun Hamilton and Maguire Werner right after this.
With our busy lives, it's a comfort to know that we can still remember loved ones in a traditional way with a monument. Lewiston Monuments in Lewiston, Minnesota has been helping families purchase a monument for over 4 generations. You'll find a large selection of beautiful granite, marble, and bronze monuments, all at competitive prices. And they're a full-service company, so they also do straightening, cleaning, and repair of monuments. Stop in or call for a no-obligation consultation, or visit lewistonmonument.com for more information.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. Again, we're profiling Logan High School basketball, Jacksun Hamilton, a junior, and Maguire Werner, a senior. Well, so far, 3-6 on the year, guys. As we tape the show here on December 31st, just a few days before Jacksun Hamilton's birthday. Happy birthday, Jacksun Hamilton.
Thank you.
And you have played well. Watched you play several games, and over the holidays beat Eau Claire North, and then lost to Hortonville, and then looming ahead, January 3rd, a game we'll be covering here on KQEG, the Central game. We'll be covering many games the second half of the season with the Logan Rangers. Talk about, Jacksun, your thoughts on what you've done so far and what we're going to see from Jacksun Hamilton the rest of the way.
You know, there's definitely room for improvement. That's what I got to start with. But, you know, as I said, I never focus on the mistakes. I'm just trying to get better and be a leader and make my teammates around me better people, better players on the court in order to win games.
So when you look ahead, you circle some dates. The Central, we're going to be covering your game in the Midwest Players Classic against Kaukauna. Onalaska, you got some big games ahead, and then and then you need to redeem yourself against Holman in a game we covered here that you didn't play very well as a team, and you got beat there. So, good things on the horizon.
Yes, definitely. There's definitely no excuses for those losses, but we know as a team that we can definitely play better. Like, we know how high at a level we can play, and it's just a matter of if we do it or not.
Yeah, it's a matter of cohesiveness and culture building and complementary play and so on. Well, Maguire, you just returned from a vacation. We all stuck around here, and you were in Mexico or somewhere.
Yeah.
So you missed a couple of games. You missed the Eau Claire North game, the Onalaska game, but now you're really ready to rock and roll the rest of the season. And what are your thoughts on what you've done, and what are we going to see from now until March from Maguire Werner?
I think the one thing that you would really see was in every single rest of the games, I'm going to give 100% effort, knowing that it's my last year and this is it, and you just got to go out and give it everything you got. And hopefully at the end, I can say I gave it all I got, and that's all I could do.
How are you going to give it all? I mean, what are we getting? You have the skills, you have the size. I can see you want the ball. Good players want the ball. What are we going to see? What are your goals in terms of a tangible, sort of analytical way? What do you want to accomplish?
I think the biggest thing I could add would be going for every rebound 100%, diving on loose balls, and we've been doing that in practice, all of us have. And just like those 50-50 balls that are up in there, they got to be mine every single time.
So we used to run, all the years I coached, we used to run a version of a fumble recovery drill where you put the ball on the floor and players would go at it, you know. You could teach a little aggressiveness there. Jacksun, you remind me of a quote that goes like this: I've met the enemy, and the enemy is me. Meaning that you are extreme, like many successful, good athletes like you. You're hard on yourself, very hard on yourself. Is that a correct statement?
I wouldn't say hard on myself, but I would always say trying to evolve and get better, because there's never a limit to how good you can be. You can always be better.
But your opponent is the guy in the mirror.
Yeah.
Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
Do you struggle with that opponent sometimes?
No matter what, there's always going to be struggles, but, you know, like I said, getting better, making that person in the mirror better, that is going to be your greatest struggle and your greatest opponent.
The mental is to the physical as 4 is to 1. 4 times more important from the neck up than from the neck down. A lot of people can't handle the mental aspect. And you seem to manage that pretty well?
Yeah, you know, I've learned a lot from my father and my mother about handling the mental side of things when it comes to life and sports. And it just takes a lot of research and looking in deep into yourself and asking yourself a lot of questions, and just keep asking your role models and other people questions to find out and just learn as much as you can about things to help you in life.
Maguire, it just appears, watching you play, and I'm a fan of yours, you know that, it just appears that sometimes, maybe prior to your senior year, you've lacked confidence.
Yeah, that's definitely been a factor. I think up until this year, I didn't really have a lot of faith in myself, and it's just kind of always been like that with sports and stuff like that. But I think this year it's really changed a lot, because I've realized that I just got to go out there and have fun, and I just got to play. And
what inspired the change? Because Maguire, you say you had some confidence issues, but those of us that are fans of yours have a lot of confidence in you. How did you master that lack of confidence?
I think just really thinking about as how much time I have and this is it, and then kind of just not really caring what other people have to think about you and just doing whatever you have to do. So
in a few short months, that's it? You moved to the next chapter of your life?
I think AAU really helped a lot with that. I think I really developed a lot of my game, and my coaches helped a lot in that too.
So the next chapter of your life begins in a few short months. And reveal, if you would, your plans after you graduate.
Well, I plan to play college in basketball. I don't know where yet, but so far that is what I plan to do.
And study?
Either criminal justice or business.
So 10, 15 years from now, what will Maguire Werner be doing?
Hopefully either owning a business or something like a police officer.
Well, I've said to many people as I've watched you play and broadcast that you have the ability to play collegiately. And somebody is going to reap the benefits taking a chance on you.
Thank you very much.
So have some schools had an interest?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago before I left for vacation, I went up to Eau Claire and they showed me around, and it's really a beautiful campus. And then UW Stout, and then just a couple other schools like that. Okay, well, just in case you weren't aware, there's a couple good schools in La Crosse. Yeah. One's called the University of Wisconsin La Crosse, and the other's called Viterbo University. And both of them would love to have your services. Well, and Jacksun, the birthday boy, will be, is only a junior, so just kind of fast forwarding, you don't want to wish your next few months away, next 2 years away, but when you graduate, where do you perhaps see yourself?
Well, I see myself, I definitely would like to play college basketball, and I really want to major in business. That is what my father majored in, and I see the work he does today, and that's what I want to be when I get older. Well, if the college coach is watching this broadcast, certainly
should think about taking a chance on both of you, because you're only a junior. You have there's an upside to you too. How do you handle disappointments? What's the biggest disappointment, Maguire, that you've had in your young life?
I kind of take it really hard on myself when I lose games, when we lose games, and I think it's shown this year, because I feel like to me personally, I'm just such a big role, and I just feel like, what if I could have done this better, or what if I could have done this, and stuff like that.
And Jacksun, you've had a few disappointments in your high school career. And have those been a challenge for you?
It's definitely a challenge, but like any obstacle, you can always overcome those challenges. Mm-hmm. And kind of like the same as Maguire, just handling losses where you know you could have done more to help the team win.
What would be a saying that you would like to be known as, sort of being part of who you are?
I would say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, meaning you have to have confidence in yourself to be able to take shots, take the risk, and then hopefully achieve success.
Your dad feels, and so do I, that sometimes during the game you don't shoot enough, though.
That's one thing I'm working on, is finding the right time to shoot the ball and the right time not to shoot the ball. And most of the time, it's the right time when, because sometimes I'm open, but I'm always focusing on getting other people around me better. But I have to realize that I have to do good in order for my team to win, to help my team.
Well, it's all about shot selection.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of teams struggle. Maguire, you're a good student, both of you too. Is it the class schedule? What's your favorite class, favorite teacher, favorite part of the day?
My favorite part of the day would probably be building construction, which I have that the first 2 hours of the day. And we do stuff. We just built a miniature house and like a dog house and stuff like that. And for me personally, I just think like that hands-on work, like I enjoy doing that a lot.
And Jacksun, I know you're an outstanding student. You're also student first, athlete second, honor roll, and so on, academic awards. So is that come naturally to you? Is that something your parents expect?
Definitely. They always tell me school first, never basketball first. Mm-hmm. So I always focus on getting my schoolwork done, turning in assignments on time, and yeah, just handling my business.
What would be one word that would describe you?
To describe me? That's a hard one. I would definitely say...
I'll help you out and see if this is the right one. I would say humble.
Yeah.
That's
probably it.
Would that be a good word?
Yeah.
What would your players say about you? Your teammates?
They'd probably say I'm a great teammate and I never put myself above other people.
I'd agree with that.
In fact, having two grandsons on the team, I know they would say that. And what would be one word that would describe Maguire Werner?
That's a good question. I don't know. What do you think?
I think your personality.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing.
Probably your charismatic personality. Mm-hmm. That's two words.
I'd agree with that.
What would your teammates say about you?
They'd probably say the same thing too.
That he has a good personality.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, that's why they're both on the show, because they bring a lot to Seven Rivers Sports. It's been a pleasure to have Jacksun Hamilton and Maguire Werner on the show here as we tape on December 31st. I want to say Happy New Year to them, but the show will air at the end of January, and you'll be into your second half of the season. We wish you the best. Stay healthy, have a good season, enjoy your last year in school, and Jacksun, enjoy your junior year, and we appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be back with some closing thoughts and film clips on a recent game right after this.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
Who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, Your comfort is our business.
When you're faced with the decision of selecting a monument to honor someone dear to you, call Lewiston Monuments for a no-obligation consultation. Lewiston Monument is a full-service monument company, serving families in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin for over 4 generations. You'll find beautiful granite, marble, and bronze memorials, all at competitive prices. Their experts can help you design the perfect and unique memorial. Lewiston Monument. Call today or on the web at lewistonmonument.com.
Well, our cameras were busy last week covering several high school basketball games. First, we were at the D.B. Reinhardt Center on the campus of Aquinas High School for a much-anticipated rematch. The Aquinas Blue Goals hosting the Onalaska Hilltoppers. After an atrocious start, the Hilltoppers were able to regroup to only trail by 5 points at intermission. In the second half, Aquinas went on a run to extend their lead to 13. With the outside shooting of Kayla Barr. She was our player of the game, scoring 22 points. Lexi Donarski led all scorers with 25 points. Lexi Miller had 18 points to lead the Hilltoppers. Lauren Arns followed with 14, while Olivia Gamoki added 11. Aquinas won its 45th consecutive game and are now 17-0 on the season. Final score, Aquinas 69, and the Hilltoppers from Onalaska 56. Well, on Friday night, the boys' version of this rivalry from Charles D. Fieldhouse John Shelton Court in Onalaska. The 6th-ranked Hilltoppers were hot right out of the gates, taking a 34-11 lead at half. Onalaska also dominated in the second half and were led by 3 players in double figures. Tyrell Stutley with 15, Jonathan Flanagan followed with 12, and junior Carson Arntz contributed 11. Max Gauger led the Blue Goals with 7 points. Final from Onalaska, the Hilltoppers 66, Aquinas 31. Well, that's it this week here on Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping that you will have a healthy and an active